Hello lovelies, late I know, and I don't normally do videos this late, but I didn't do a video today because I was out, and I feel like I have to comment on this whole Cuties thing. So clearly I've become too popular recently, clearly I've accrued too many subscribers, so yeah, I have to take an unpopular position on something to correct that. I don't see what the fuss is about. In context, right? I can see why people are worried about the sexualization of children. I can understand some of the concerns about child pornography and so on, but every so often it does tip over into hysteria. The film is about the hypersexualization of children. That is the point of it. And the clash between very strict traditional Muslim values and the extremely libertine end of internet culture. That's what it's about. So if you're made to confront tween sexuality in this film, and if you're shocked by it, that is the point. But you're also meant to be, I think, shocked by the sheer conservatism and the contrast of Muslim ideas. Now, in Europe, ages of consent tend to be a bit more lax. I meant to look this up beforehand.
I sound like a 14-year-old, but my boobs are huge.
So the age of consent in France is 15, or at least they're planning to change it to 15. Right, and in other places in Europe, it can be as low as 12 if you can establish the tween in question is fully cognizant and there isn't too much of an age gap or exploitation or any of that sort of thing. France in particular, in a lot of its media, has liked to flirt with underage depiction almost as much as the Japanese have. It's hit the mainstream a couple of times. There's that scene in Leon between a very young Natalie Portman and Jean Reno, which has left some people feeling uncomfortable. There's the 13-year-old and the gigantic male android in rank Xerox. It's an artistic undercurrent, and it doesn't necessarily say anything bad about the French or about the art or anything else involved, really. But here it is the point of the movie. Your outrage, your sense of outrage, is the point. You are supposed to be outraged at this, but you're misdirecting your outrage, I suspect, from the point of view of the director, in that you're channeling your rage towards the film and the director and not the sexualization of children. Of course, ironically, on the more conservative Muslim end of the scale, you know, they fully accept and endorse child marriages, very young pregnancies, all the rest of it, while on the surface they're very conservative and concerned about this sort of thing. Whereas really in the West we might have a more liberated sexual concept and so on, but more of a loose and libertine attitude, but you don't see anything like the same number of child pregnancies and issues as you do in very strictly Muslim countries. So this is the point. You're supposed to be outraged. It's giving you the experience that many people from outside our culture experience when they see how we let women express themselves sexually and so on. It's a difficult edge to walk, I'm sure. It's shocking. You've got to give it points for that. And it seems to have managed to shock in the right way at a time in our history when it's very difficult to do that, when it's very hard to get away with being a shock jock or a shock writer or a shock filmmaker in any meaningful way beyond the surface. Yeah, this is about some heavy stuff. It's not my bag at all. I'm not gonna watch it. I'm going on second-hand information, but it has a right to exist, and I don't think it's as terrible as you think it is, especially when you consider the point of it. Now, what really twists my nards is that I see many of the same people who have been avowedly free speech advocates throughout so many things recently, and have even argued in favour of lolly, you know, Japanese underage cartoons, coming out against this. And I don't see that much of a difference. I think there is a slight amount of difference, but not really very much. So it seems a bit hypocritical. If you're for free speech, you have to be for free speech for things outside of your comfort zone. Things that you don't like, things that you don't appreciate, but other people do. And I don't think that many people are going to get their jollies from this. And it's hard to point to where there is any harm involved here. And that's the only justification you can really give for censoring anything. So, wind your neck in, stop giving them free publicity. Zang.